What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here on TLP Sports Club, the YouTube channel. The show that you are watching is TLP Live, and I am your host. I go by the name of Harry B, and the B means billion. Thank you so much for joining me today. Guys, I have a pretty good show for you today. I want to talk a little bit about The Replacements. Remember that movie? The Replacements? Yeah, The Replacements. We are all on Shedeur watch. Every movement, every breath he takes, everything he does. Anyways, we're all on Shedeur watch, and we're watching everything that he's doing. But I want to talk about Coach Prime and his Colorado Buffaloes today. I want to take a break from a Shedeur watch. I'm going to give you an update, but I want to talk a little bit about the replacements. Who's replacing who with the Colorado Buffaloes? There's a little bit of a theme going on where you keep hearing this theme about the Colorado Buffaloes. You keep hearing, but they got all around better. They got better. But how much better did they really get? Man, you know we're going to have to talk about that. Before we do, guys.
BWB, bandwagon bus.
That's right. It's your man's Harry Billion. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. We're going to waste no time. We're going to get right to work. Let's go ahead and give you an update on what's going on with Shedeur and his injury. And for those of you who do not know, yes, Shedeur suffered an injury at practice. All right. He was at practice throwing around early in the day. And what happened? He walked over to Kevin Stefanski and he complained about oblique. I think the oblique muscle is somewhere on your side, somewhere in here. He complained about his obliques. I think it's on your back. Anyway, he Googled it, AI it. He complained about his obliques being a little tight, little sore. So Kevin Stefanski, who is the head coach, he's taking it light. All right. He said, all right, cool. We're going to go ahead and set you to the side. But, so Shedeur is not he's not going to be taking no reps at practice because Kevin Stefanski actually wanted him to take some reps with the Eagles, and it was going to be the Dylan and the Shedeur show today. I mean, this weekend, but that's obviously not going to happen. And but Shedeur, it seems like Shedeur is in good spirits. They said it was going to be day to day, and it's seemingly so. It's going to be day to day. So let me give you the update. Oh, once again, I did that intro. I got to remove the intro. Okay, here we go. So this is what we're getting on Twitter. This is about 38 minutes ago from one time I put on my computer. We got the Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders is fully dressed at practice despite being held out because of an oblique strain. Kevin Stefanski previously said Sanders will still be on the field. So that is Shedeur out there. So that you can kind of get a glimpse or get an understanding of how bad this thing really is. You feel me? He's out there stretching. He's kind of, dancing around, being himself, doing what he does. And this is what Shedeur does. So, yeah, I mean, as you can see right there, it's not a major injury, right? It's not a major injury. So, and he's fully dressed and he's out there and it said day to day. If it's a strain, that means he felt some kind of tightness, and they're trying to, they're trying to be cautious, basically. They're trying to be cautious because something like that, you don't know how severe it is. You probably go to the doctors, you get an x-ray or you get some type of MRI. I don't know what they call it, how to, see the location, see how bruised it is, see how much of a strain it is. And they're trying to be cautious and they're taking it step by step. But, stuff like this happens during the season. And when you hear day by day, you know what I'm saying, that's a good sign for us. That is a really good sign because We want this young man to play. We want all of the quarterbacks to compete. That's what I said on last night's show, that we're not praying that somebody gets hurt just because we are Shedeur fans. We're not trying to say, oh, man, gosh, let Dylan get hurt, let Pickett get hurt, let everybody get hurt but Shedeur. No, we're not doing that. But I just want to let everybody know where we want competition. That's what we're inviting, okay? Because we have been accused before of not wanting competition. That is not the case. We want competition. When you know, and you know beyond a shadow of doubt that your player that you're rooting for is the better player, and there is no kind of like, oh, I'm not sure in your heart, and you know that, and we know that as for Shedeur, then you can rest assured and know that at the end of the day, if there is a true competition, you understand that Shedeur will win that competition or win that battle, right? Because we just know what he brings to the table. And if you saw the game on Friday, you already know what time it is. But it seems as if Shedeur's in good spirits. He's dancing, as you can see on the screen there, for those of y'all who are actually watching the video and not just listening. But yeah, he's stretching, he's dancing. And when they said day to day, that means that if he doesn't play this Saturday, then, next week, if he, gets some rest and does the right stretches and whatnot, then we're hoping that he will return next week. But there's some questions that are brewing, though. There are some questions. All right, there are some questions that are brewing. The question is, are they going to have to bring in another quarterback, because we already have Snoop on the team, who was brought in when those two went down, when Dylan and Pickett went down? Are they going to have to bring in another quarterback, depending on how much this strain is, all right, and how much is going to keep Shedeur off, on the sideline? Are they going to have to bring somebody else in? It's getting really messy. You feel what I'm saying? It's getting really messy over there in Cleveland. And, man, all the quarterbacks are going down. Why are they going down? Nobody knows. But, people got questions online. Like, some people are saying, oh, he's soft. He hasn't taken no snaps. I believe Shedeur's both of his injuries have come from non-contact, right? So there's a question online. How are you getting injured non-contact? When you get injured non-contact, that means that something in your conditioning, something is going on with your body, all right? And it could have been obtained while he was practicing, but maybe is that some type of delayed muscle reaction? I don't know. It could have been from Friday, and now it's just catching up to him. Who knows? Maybe the adrenaline kind of kept him from getting, feeling that pain, but now he's feeling that pain. But people got questions online. We don't know why it's happening, but it's happening. Non-contact injuries are kind of like, now people are saying, oh, he's soft and all of that. I have no idea. All right. This has nothing to do with him. I don't think it has to do with him being soft, but the question is, how do quarterbacks condition? Should Shedeur pay for his own conditioning team? I'll tell you a story about LeBron James. LeBron James, it is reported, or at least alleged, that he spends $1 million. All right? LeBron James spends $1 million in the offseason on his own regimen. All right? Chefs, conditioning coaches, people who help him to design a plan to get him in the best shape that he can play. And you can see the results, right? You can see the results. Shedeur has money, right? When you come in as a rookie, you're not one of those broke rookies and you're trying to buy your mom a house, get your first car and do all of that. You ain't that. You're Shedeur. You're NIL baby. You know what I'm saying? You're Shedeur Sanders kid. So, and I see that, we've seen the videos where Shedeur has been out there training and running and whatnot. Should they amp up the training? Because when you're standing up and you're getting injured just standing up, people are going to have questions. People are going to start questioning what's going on with the conditioning. Why are you getting injured just in regular practice, throwing motion? Nobody's hitting you, nobody's rushing you, and you're getting hurt. Should he spend some of that money on somebody who's going to condition him? We see the quarterback's coach doing his job, doing the thing and trying to work on his mechanics. But should Shedeur spend more money on conditioning? Right? Like LeBron James. I ain't saying spend $1 million because LeBron James he's up here, but he's also about 40 years old, just like Flacco. But that money, you can tell. Obviously, his health is declining, and he can't run as fast as much as he can. He used to run before, play a full game or whatever. They gotta do load management. But that's over years and years of dunking, jumping the highest, jumping out of the gym and all of that. But he's still spending the money to make sure that he has the best conditioning that he possibly can. You can see other players like the Joker, Luka Doncic. You see those guys. I don't know if it's just a European thing where these guys just look kind of like they look sloppy. I'm not holding my tongue on this. They look sloppy. All right, the joke sloppy. Look like Oompa Loompas just running up and down the field, like on the court. I mean, you feel me? But like, I don't know who's fat shaming them, but apparently they're actually getting in shape, right? And they're actually gonna look a little bit better. But like NBA players looking like that is crazy. But anyway, should Shedeur spend a little bit more money on his conditioning? Should he be in tip-top shape so that when he comes, he looks ripped? He's coming to the season so that he can sustain. I put up a survey on the let me see if I can put this survey up. I'll put this survey up so we can talk about this, because this is important. I don't care how great you are, guys. You got to be able to play. If you can't play, then there's nothing you can do. No matter how good you are, you got to be able to play. I'll put this up and then we can talk about it just real quick. Let me move this and then I got to add something else. Give me a second, guys. All right, so I posted this photo on the YouTube site, and I asked this the question: all in their prime, one has to go. And out of all the people that have voted, and I asked everybody, I said, hey, listen, give me your best reason why somebody should go. And one of the reasons, the one person that's name continues to come up is Odell Beckham. And Odell Beckham, the reason what they're giving is that the fact that he's great, but he cannot stay healthy. That's one of the biggest things. If you're good and you're one of the best at your position, you're no good if you can't stay on the court, if you can't stay on the field, right? Look at your NBA players. There's some great NBA players, but bruh, you can only get 20 games out of them. They stay getting hurt. So how can somebody as old as LeBron James, right, in his 40s now, how can he continue to play at the level that he's playing, even though he did sustain some injuries? But I mean, those are not as bad as some people just like not. I mean, as soon as they get on the court, 2 months later, boom, they pull something. They pull some type of muscle and they're out of there. So look, Odell Beckham, he's great, but people are getting rid of him because even as great as you are, you got to be able to play the game, right? So Shedeur, should he spend some money? Y'all let me know. I got to move on to the next segment. So Dillon Gabriel is going to be taking the field this weekend, and this is the time for him to separate himself. And I got another question for y'all. If Dillon Gabriel is not able to separate himself, what says y'all? First of all, let me say hello to my folks that are in the chat. Find a Way Media, what up with you? That's right. If you can't, listen, man, if nobody wants to give you an opportunity, if all doors seem to be shut, if things ain't working out the way that you want them to work out, find a way. You know what I'm saying? Just find a way. Stop complaining. Don't look around. Just find a way to make things happen, okay? If you're tired, all right, if you got to go out there, go work, and you're tired, and you're like, hey, I don't want to put the lights on today. I don't even want to stream today. I ain't trying to go in front of those folks. You got to find a way to go hot, to turn those lights on and go live, Harry B. Find a way. So Find a Way Media, that's a promo for you. Salute to you. Find a Way Media, that's what's up. Praxis says he's putting in a lot of extra work before and after practice. The work that I'm talking about is not the necessary, like I'm not talking about throwing and stuff like that. I'm talking about conditioning work, right? Conditioning. I know the team has conditioning, but I'm talking about conditioning. You have to, like, there has to be some type of program, the meals. All right, what type of meals you have. Maybe you have a special cook that's going to cook for you during the season. I know that you got to order some food. If you haven't found a house in Cleveland yet, you got to find a way to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're probably ordering DoorDash or whatever you got to order. But if you got millions and your dad has money, should just spend at least $50,000 and go get somebody that can, you know what I'm saying, help to condition you. Make sure a nutritionist. Make sure you have the best meal. Let come in here with your body in like indestructible physique. You feel me? Like, put that in. You know what I'm saying? You come in looking jacked up. You don't. You're a quarterback, so no, you don't want to put on too much muscle. But however, quarterbacks condition, right? Whatever limitations you have as a quarterback, just take it up. You know what I'm saying? Just take it up, right up to that limitation, right? Take it right up to the top of that limitation and get your physique up so that you don't get hurt so easily. That's what I'm talking about. Is it true, Harry B, that Shedeur wants to be traded? This is from Jennifer Walls. If there is a rumor, I am not sure. I'm not sure if he wants to be traded. I don't know. All right. I have not heard that. Tell me where you heard that from. Tell me where you heard that, and I'll go check the source. But I haven't heard any rumors from the rumor mill from any official person that Shedeur wants to be traded. I don't know where that's coming from, so I can't speak on it too much right now. All right. Travis Hunter has a similar pre and post game recovery regimen. And recovery, those who work out, they say recovery is just as important as working out. You feel me? So that's why you get the best of the best. Like, if you can afford it, you get the best of the best. And I think you should. I know you didn't get the top dollars, but if you can afford it, you go out and you make that change. You do whatever you got to do. Like, it's going to be a sacrifice. You know you're good enough, right? If you know that you're good enough, let me take this thing off the screen. If you know that you're good enough, then you're going to have to spend that extra money. You're going to have to spend the money. I know you're trying to keep your little dollars together because you didn't get the maximum contract for the rookie or whatnot. But yeah, man, if you got a couple of millions in the bank, you know what I'm saying? I know you got to pay taxes and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to pocket watch or nothing like that, but I know that he got some money still over from the NILs. You know, if you extract if you subtract the payments for the car, the maintenance for the cars that he got, the gold chains, the necklaces, the all of the jewelry and everything, the boombox that he was playing. The boombox, that boombox costs money. Okay, that looks like one of those expensive ones. All right. Once you take out all of the overhead stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he probably got a couple of millions in the bank. All right. Now, if I don't know how bad he wants it, I don't know how, where he's at with it mentally. You feel me? Because these young boys, there's some YNs, right? They want to floss, they want to do their thing. So, but can you take some of that money and put it into conditioning so that you are maxing out whatever limitations you have as a quarterback as far as conditioning is concerned? That's what I would want to see. I want to hear something like that. Like, man, you come back and you're looking like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Because regardless of how great you are, guys, you got to play. You got to be on that field. You got to be on the field. We can't, if we don't see you, right, then we're just going to be out here just saying, oh, yeah, he was great or he's great, but yeah, we don't see him playing. So, yeah, man, conditioning is very important. What else you're saying out here? That's true, but it's the NFL. Players get hurt every day, B. He'll be all right. Oh, I mean, yeah. But the reason why I'm spending so much time on it is because I feel like these injuries are being sustained from, like, non-contact. You feel me? So it's like, okay, I know that, what is it called? Like if a certain muscle area was impacted from a hit from a previous either training, or they're not really getting hit in training, but the preseason game, right? If the muscle was impacted and then you continue to work that muscle, or you continue to throw and whatnot, maybe it shows up somehow. I don't know, but those injuries are definitely coming from non-contact. All right, I'm saying that's probably why he's sustaining oblique injury, because he's putting in a lot of extra work. Yeah, I mean, that's a good argument. Okay, I can see that. DC says, what do you say? You got to get that sleep too. A lot of people miss that part. I mean, if you're staying up after practice, you're staying up late to watch Tony Grossi so that you can approach him after the games and stuff, then yeah, I mean, these young boys, they just like us. I mean, we know that they're on the bigger platforms, but they're just like us. They're online and they're scrolling. You know, their fingers are going like this all night, looking for stories. ESPN stories are YouTubers talking about them. They do that. You know, they're not ever going to tell you that, but they do that. So yes, I agree. What DC said, you definitely got to get that sleep in, because rest. Oh man, they tell me on my job that I'm currently at. Man, look, you got to rest, because if you don't rest, you know what I'm saying, and you out there, you worse than some people who drink. You feel me? So you definitely got to rest. You definitely got to sleep. All right, sleep is very important, and I don't know. It's possible that, I mean, we don't know where it's coming from, but something's happening where there's no contact and you're getting injured. Shedeur, Faraway Media also says Shedeur better put some medicine on it and be ready on Saturday. I mean, it's possible. Like what I'm saying. Like sometimes players will play through injuries, and they will, because they know that what's on the line, but you're putting yourself, if you're putting yourself in a position where it can get worse, and if it gets worse, then now it's, you know, it's bigger. It's like a little crack on your window, right? If you don't take care of that little crack, you know, right away, before you know it, that crack turns into a line, and then that line gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So with those type of injuries, I think it's mature to say, hey, go to the coach like he did and say, look, I'm feeling a little tightness here. Let the doctors or nurses, let them look at it, make sure it's nothing serious, and you handle that right away, because it's better for you to handle that now and miss a preseason game than to hide it from the staff, you know what I'm saying, and then something bigger happens, and then next you know, you can't even play during the season if they need you. So, you know, it's a little catch-22, but I think it's a good idea to catch those things now. DK Metcalf has a reputation of being in the best shape, but he also gets injured. It's part of the game. All right, I get it. You get injured. Injury is no room for rookies to get hurt in preseason when trying to make the roster. That is definitely, that's a fact. That's a fact. So, anyways, that is the update for Shedeur Sanders. If y'all got anything else y'all want to share with me, I would definitely appreciate it. But now I want to turn my attention to the replacements. All right, the replacements. Coach Prime is quietly, and I say quietly because the media, the hype, the attention, and everything that was on the bus is no longer there as much as it was. Now all of the attention, a lot of it is on Shedeur. Everybody has migrated over to Shedeur. But Coach Prime is building a team. Coach Prime he's got something brewing. And let's see, I got a little bit of help. I wanted to play Joe Klatt, which is Fox. Hey, if I play Fox right now, I am not going to be able to get my, what's the name? If I play Fox right now, I won't be able to make money on this video. So let's go ahead and get the printed version of it. I'm going to be stingy. I got the video. I watched the video, but I got to be stingy so I can keep my little $2 that YouTube gives me. You feel me? Let me keep my little $2 and do the, let me do the printed version. so that I can keep my little money that YouTube is gonna give me. All right, let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, Joel Klatt. This is Fox Sports Joel Klatt, which is he's a former Buff. Remember, he's the former quarterback of the Colorado Buffaloes. He breaks down expectations for Colorado football in 2025. This one was written by Griffin from the Buffaloes Wired at usatoday.com. All right, now. So here it goes. The Colorado Buffaloes have improved in back-to-back seasons under head coach Shedeur Sanders and almost appeared in the college football playoff last year. In case you don't remember and you're like, yo, Harry B. Cap, yeah, let me tell you how it's not Cap, because a lot of y'all want to omit this, but Colorado was number 1 in the Big 12. I'm going to repeat that for a lot of y'all. The Colorado Buffaloes we're number 1 in the Big 12 in 2024. Clarify, Harry B. The Colorado Buffaloes tied. There was a four-way tie for number 1. But if you're tied for number 1, you can say, you don't always have to use the tie, right? When people say, hey, Mr. President, when they're talking to Barack Obama, when they say Mr. President, he ain't the current president, but once you're that, you're that. So understand it. Once you're that, you're that. All right? They ain't going to say former Heisman. They're going to say Travis Hunter the Heisman. So Colorado was number 1 in the Big 12. It was a four-way tie, but keep that in mind. They improved from a 1-11. They went straight to a 4. They went to 4-8. All right? They won 3 more games than they won the year prior. Okay? And we all know the reasons why. And if you don't know the reasons why, I know the reasons why. I'm going to keep it close to the vest this time. But I think they got a big head. Anyways, pause all over the place. But still, they could have done a whole lot better. But it went to then 9-3 or 9-4. All right? Because they lost the bowl game, so they went 9-4. But they were tied for number 1. So keep that in mind. All right, don't let that miss you, okay? On the way in and out. All right, although Colorado lost a fair amount of their offensive talent, including the likes of Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders to the NFL, Colorado coach Prime still expect to compete this upcoming season. How many college football fans and analysts have written off Colorado for the 2025 season, citing that the Buffs lost, okay? I said how many? Many college football fans and analysts have written off Colorado for the 2025 season, citing that the Buffs lost too much talent. Fox Sports analyst and former Colorado quarterback broke down what he expects from this year's Buffaloes team if a potential playoff run could be in the horizon in Boulder. Let's talk about that a little bit because, yes, Colorado lost a lot. All right. On the field, it's been 2 straight years that they've improved in the win column. All right. Pretty drastically. Clark said on the Joe Class show, they went +3 and then +5 in the win column the last 2 years, 9-4 a year ago, just like I just said. But you've got to replace your quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. We got 2 quarterbacks in Colorado. The biggest story that's going on is like the quarterback competition. I'm not sure if Coach Prime has decided who's playing. For those of y'all who are day-to-day, I'm not day-to-day anymore on the Colorado Buffaloes. I should be, but there's so much Deion, there's so much Shedeur's content that I'm keeping track of. It's really hard. I do have my AI assistant, that's sending me the stories, but I have to decide, okay, which story do I go with? Do I go with the less views story, or do I go with the story that's going to give me the maximum views? All right? Just like right now. If I ain't talking too much about Shedeur, it's gonna be the view count is gonna be low. But I still got a channel to run, and I still gotta talk about other things other than Shedeur. So that's what I'm doing right now. So please bear with me. If you're like, look, I came for Shedeur content, Shedeur news, it ain't nothing. I'm checking out. I get it. I understand. Do what you gotta do. It's all fair and game. Replacing Shedeur is not going to be an easy thing. This is what Joe Class says, and I second that message. Shedeur is he's a not mobile, but Shedeur is a quarterback that tried to make things happen out of nothing. If there's something there, just like you saw in Friday's game, Shedeur is going to try to make something out of nothing. That is to his detriment. Now he has to understand and get rid of that ball in the NFL. But Shedeur was the type of quarterback that didn't just give up, did not just throw the ball, even there was something if there was nothing there, Shedeur would not throw the ball. The things that we love about him are some of the things that we really hate about him. If you don't know Shedeur and what I'm talking about, it's the fact that he would do those little zigzag runs, all right? He would turn his back to the offensive line and be doing that weird thing that he does. Got to get rid of that ASAP. And I mean like ASAP. Got to get rid of that because you will get hurt. Your season will be ended, and if not, your career. You got to get rid of that. All right? So the fact that we had a quarterback in Shedeur that will try to make something out of nothing, you're losing that. So how many games can we associate with Shedeur making something out of nothing? Maybe a few wins. Maybe. All right? If you saw that Baylor game, Shedeur did a lot in that game. Shedeur is clutch. If y'all don't understand what I mean by that, Shedeur is one of the most clutch players. When it comes to the 2-minute mark, something is up with that kid. In his head, he feels like he can win everything. I'm like, man, where was my dad at? Because something about his dad told him that you can win everything. I don't know if that was a little delusional, but he believes it. He believes his dad that he can win always. So when it comes to life and when it comes to the game, Shedeur just this is like I'm playing right now. This segment is called the replacements. I'm talking about the replacements. How do you replace the unreplaceable? It is very hard to replace a guy that just believes in himself at that kind of level. The way that he believes in himself, I don't know how. I don't know. I have my doubt days. You see what I'm saying? I'm sitting at my other job and I'm like, dang, I got to go back out there and I got to now do another video, or gosh, I got to go live again. What am I going to talk about? Like, I have my days. Everybody, I'm sure you out there, you have your days. Hey, Peter Investor, what up with you, man? Hope all is well. We all have our days, right? Where we have a little bit of doubt. If you're overly confident and you that person, you're like, Harry B, I don't know what you're talking about. I never doubt myself. Man, God bless you. But man, yes, there are days where I sit there and I'll be like, dang, is this channel ever going to get to the place where I really wanted to go? And I'm almost 50 years old. Lord, I can't be a 50-year-old. I can't be a 60-year-old YouTuber. This thing cannot take 10 years. Lord, please don't let it take 10 years. I know there are broadcasters out there that are way older than me. So I don't want to do that, what we call it the black thing, where we expect things to happen way too fast, right? And then we don't take the time to put in the time. We just want that quick money. And then if it doesn't work within the first year or two, we go drug dealing, we go put on the ski mask, and we say, stick up, give me all your money because I couldn't do it in YouTube. I'm not doing that. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm just praying and hoping that this thing doesn't take 10 years, because at that point, then it's like I'm be close to 60 years old. I'm like, damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like, what's that guy named? The old man that had to leave the what's the name? I'm sorry, guys. Lee Carso or whatever. I don't want to be too old, right? Even though I'm old now, I don't want to be too old. You feel me? So I'm praying. But yes, I do have my doubts. But to replace a quarterback that seems like they have no doubt, like, it puzzles me because I'm sitting there like, dang, what kind of confidence is it where in every scenario, in every situation you find yourself, you just think you're going to win? Where they do that at? In Texas? Is this a Texas thing? Y'all put me on because I want to know. So yes, man, Shedeur Sanders is a special breed, right? If that kid can stay healthy, man, he's going to do wonderful things in his NFL career. And that's why it's so tough to replace him, because he's on another level with it. He did not have the offensive line. His team was not the greatest team. They did what they could do. But I think it was because of him why Colorado did what they did. And you can tell that Coach Prime really knew who he had in his son. That's why he would put his son against anybody, and he wouldn't even flinch. Somebody like that, when you know what you got like that, man, is when you lose them, it's tough. So we got Kaden Salter, we got Juju Lewis. Juju Lewis is a little bit slim. All right, I ain't gonna hold you. The kid can throw, he can do a lot. But does he have Shedeur's mindset? Does he have Shedeur's type of thinking? You see what I'm saying? Can doubt creep in if you get hit a couple of times? Doubt can creep in if you're playing in the Big 12 and those guys are hungry. The Big 12 has one of the best quarterbacks rooms, or has some of the best quarterbacks in the nation, right? So if they're lining up that scoreboard and you look up, if you're a quarterback, if you're Kaden Salter or you're Juju Lewis and you look up, does that play with your psyche? With Shedeur, I don't think it does. You feel what I'm saying? With Shedeur, you're not thinking, oh, I see 2 scores up there, so we can pack it in. There are quarterbacks. You look into their eyes, you're like, okay, it's halftime. It's time to go because we're down three touchdowns, and I just saw my quarterback's eyes. Man, we're out of here. You start heading for the parking lot if you're a fan. I don't know that for Juju Lewis, and I don't know that for Kaden Salter. They're good athletes, but there is a difference between you having the physical ability and then the mental ability. That's a whole nother aspect that a lot of people don't talk about. When you hear me here on this here show, every time I come on here and I'm talking, when you see the glee in my eyes, what I'm putting my confidence in is Shedeur's mental. That's why I be screaming at y'all, some of y'all. That's why I will go to the ends of the earth, and I'm telling you, because of his mental. If you have the mental capacity, if you have the type of belief system that Shedeur Sanders took out of his gut and placed in his son, if you had that kind of capacity, you only need an average amount of talent. I'm going to repeat that for the people that are maybe in the front, some in the middle, and some in the back. Let me repeat that. I know you probably heard that Shedeur is average talent. That's not what I just said. Okay? So let me repeat it. Because I understand that sometimes we have selective listening and selective hearing. If you have the mental capacity to where doubt never enters your mind when you look up on that scoreboard and the opposing team, the opponent is winning, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 touchdowns, and nowhere in your mind, in your heart, in your system, your muscles don't decrease, nothing happens to you. You still got the same mentality like the game is 0-0. When you have that kind of mentality, you only need average talent, because when your average talent and your mental capacity meet, good things and sometimes great things usually happen in sports. Now, Shedeur is not no average player. He ain't no average quarterback. He has the skill set, the thinking, the ability to threat defenses. He knows how to make you guess. He could be looking straight down the field, but he knows he's going over here. He's just watching where his man is going to be at. For the most part, Shedeur already knows, like, okay, I just need y'all to get on the same page with me. I know they said I'm slow. I don't know how to read the whiteboards, but don't worry about me. You just learn the playbook. Half of the time, some of these wide receivers and these guys, they don't know the playbook. But if Shedeur knows where he knows this play that just called, and he's going to run this play, Shedeur already knows what's happening. He knows which targets he's going to go to. So he's like, all right, Just get there. Just get there. He's waiting. He's waiting. He's like, look, just show me that you're going to make that left turn. I'm going to throw the ball. The second that I read your body language and know that you're going to make that left turn, I'm going to throw the ball there to anticipate that you will get there. And for some reason, sometimes the communication breaks down. Do you know that about Juju Lewis? Do you know that about Caden Salter? You know that they're athletic, but you do not know that they have that kind of mental capacity to be able to extend plays, to be able to do the extra stuff that is required. We all watched Juju's final game. It's on my site. It's on the YouTube channel. If you go to the YouTube channel, you will see that game there. I did live stream it. There were times where I felt like Juju had given up. There were times in that game. Yes, the other team, Gracie, or whatever the name of the school that they played in was. When they were up, Juju felt like he seemed like he was a fighter. He wanted to keep playing. But at a certain point, you can look at his body language and tell, like, all right, he's packing it in, right? And then I heard that he was playing hurt too. So that means that he's an athlete. He's a competitive spirit. So if we got that about Juju Lewis, then we're thinking, okay, Coach Prime got something here, right? You start thinking about that key that Shedeur was about to hand him. Like, all right, man, the keys is yours. And then we got the upperclassman in Caden Salter, freakishly athletic. He's fast, right? His arm and his decision making maybe a little questionable, but he just needs a little. I would say he needs to be a serviceable quarterback. When you don't have it, you can run for it, and they got a game plan for you. So when it comes to the quarterback's room, does Coach Prime have a good replacement for Shedeur? After everything that I've just said, I am not 100% certain that he does. I want to see how Coach Prime plays with the talent he has in the room. What does that mean? That means like he knows something about Salter. He knows a lot about both players, but he knows something for each person and for Juju. Does he utilize them both? Maybe. Does he have third down packages for certain players, for certain quarterback? Maybe. He knows the mental processing. That's the thing about that's the thing about Coach Prime that a lot of people don't want to give Coach Prime credit for. The guy is he's apart from his confidence, he knows the game so well. He knows the anticipation of things. He knows how people are thinking. That's the thing. Coach Prime don't get a lot of credit for this. He doesn't. Because I don't know what you can say what comes first. The ability to coach your way out of situations and win games, stack enough games so people can say, well, he's a really good coach? Or do you lose your way and you just nastily just coach your way and you've coached so well, but you still lost some games, but you gained your respect? I don't know where people are about Coach Prime. But the one thing that I do know, and I do know that people don't talk too much about this, is the fact that Coach Prime knows talent. And he knows the game so well that he can tell, okay, this person is going to be able to do this. This person is going to be able to do that. So does Coach Prime have packages where he's going to be able to install Juju Lewis on a 3rd and 1? Or maybe Caden Salter on 1st and 2nd? I don't know, but I hope that Coach Prime has devised some type of plan to maybe implement them both. I'm hoping so. So that's the quarterback's room. You know the overarching question that is out there is the line. Let's move on from that. All right. So now this is also what Joe Class said. He said you also have to replace the do everything Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter. Class continued. Do you have someone who can do that? He says no. I don't know if that answer is no. And I have to slightly disagree with Joe Klatt. Dun, dun, dun. Harry B., what do you know? Bald-headed African? You just started watching football and you got the wrong sport. This is not football Americano. This is football Americano, not football. I disagree slightly because Colorado has cornerbacks, right? The reason why I said slightly is because the terminology that he's using, do everything, Travis. But the thing is, do you have to have a do everything person, or can you just split them up? If you split them up, what do we have? Does Colorado still have wide receivers that can do what Travis Hunter did? Yes, I think Colorado's going to actually have one of the best wide receivers rooms in the Big 12. Again, I think 2 years in a row. And I think when they had it, they had one of the best wide receivers room in the actual country. Not just the Big 12, but I think this year, I don't know if I can go against the country, because then I start thinking about Alabama and number 2. And I start thinking about some of those other guys that be flying around the field with Georgia and what's the name? Ohio. And I'm like, maybe not in the country, but certainly in the Big 12, I believe that Colorado is going to have one of the best wide receivers rooms again in the Big 12 this year. So remember, we're splitting off Travis Hunter. So the wide receiver, do we have an answer for that? Yes. Rest assured that Shedeur Sanders in his wide receivers room has enough wide receivers to be able to replace Travis Hunter. And then we go on the defensive side. Do you have corners? I believe DJ can do the job. I believe there's a couple of corners that they got over there because remember, somebody was playing across from Travis Hunter. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you have to. I'm sorry, I don't mean to ignore you. I'm just in my zone right now, and I'm trying to break this whole thing down because we're talking about the replacements. This segment is about the replacements. How is Coach Prime going to do? Even though we're ignoring him a little bit, how is he going to do? Having to replace all of these players that he's losing. All right, let me see what y'all are saying. Give me a second. Let me catch up with y'all. Salter will run for the same results as Shedeur. I think Salter is going to be a better runner than Shedeur. All right, Todd Smith. Oh, Dallas is in the building. Todd Smith, what up, man? Hope all is well with you, man. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. This is why you need a great defense to keep you in the game. Peter Investor says. All right, what else you're saying? It's a paradoxical answer. Innate talent and learning ability, which comes first, the chicken or the egg answer. I see you. I see what you did there. You want to hit me with the big old XT word. You didn't think I was gonna pick that up, huh? Peter Investor. What did I just show? Why is my screen going off when I show the comments? All right, Him is in the building. Himothy, what up with you? Hope all is well. 12 is full pass at practice today, so he not hurt. You wouldn't put more weight on pain. What they were calling it was a strain, right? It's a strain. Is your precautionary. You want to make sure that you're not. You want to make sure you let them know what's going on so that they are fully aware. And then the doctors are going to say, hey, you can do this based on the x-rays or based on the MRI. I think whatever. I think it's x-rays. I think MRIs I think it's a little bit deeper than the x-ray. You kind of you take a photo of the location. You see how strained it is. Did you pull anything? Is anything out of any veins pulled or anything looks too much under too much stress? And is it red in the spot? They know how to do that stuff, right? So they look at it like, nah, he's good. You just want to take a couple of breathers. You don't want to put too much pressure on it because if you're running and if people are just pushing, you're not supposed to touch the quarterback or whatever. But if you're running, if you happen to fall, you pull it, it can get worse. So it's precautionary stuff. That's why it is what it is. But let's get back to this Colorado information. I don't want to spend too much time on Shedeur. You know what I'm saying? Because Prime is over there cooking and he's working, and I want to make sure that I get back on my prime thizzle, my prime thizzle. You feel me? All right. So The quarterbacks thing, I just broke it down all the way from the mental to the physical ability, and I think Coach Prime has not necessarily a replacement for Shedeur, but I think he has viable options that just got to be serviceable. All right? Now we're on to the wide receivers room. I believe Colorado is going to have, even though we had Travis Hunter, who's like Art Monk, who can catch anything, I believe we do have wide receivers that are going to show out in the Big 12 this year. So I'm not concerned about the wide receivers room. Let's see what Joe Klatt had to say. All right. Let's see what it had to say. This is what he said. There's a standard at Colorado. They've improved from 124th ranked scoring defense in 2023 to 42nd in 2024. Let's make this bigger. I want you to see the screen a little bigger. I decrease so that the screen can increase. You feel me? Some of y'all need to decrease so God can increase in your life. Amen? Y'all doing too much. Rob Livingston has done an excellent job as their defensive coordinator, but they're going to have to replace too many players. So that's why I did not pick him as a college football party crasher. College football playoff party crasher. Plus, they have a tough schedule. I understand a tough schedule. I do understand. Yeah, college football playoffs, that one, yeah. I mean, they didn't even make the playoffs. Right, so I see what he's saying here, all right? I see what he's saying here because if you came this close, right, if you came this close last year, what the analysts tend to do is to lean on your strength of last year and then bring you forward and say, okay, they got close. They were 9-3. We think with the replacements, if they just improved a little bit, they would then get in. They won't let Kansas beat them no more. They won't let Kansas State beat them like that. Any game that they're going to be in, Jordan Seaton is a little bit older, a little wiser and whatnot. He's bigger. He's buffer. He's nasty. That boy's nasty now. So he's definitely going to lead that offensive line, and they're going to get in. That's how the analysts think, right? They think about last year. If you're losing too much, then they don't have no trust in you, and I understand why he's doing that. I definitely get that. Klatt gave some tough love to his former school and believes it will be more of a rebuilding year in Boulder. Although they've gotten better elsewhere on the field, in Klatt's view, they've lost too many significant contributors at a variety of positions. Okay. Do you have any? Okay, that's it. Okay. So yeah. So at the end of the day, the offensive line did improve overall, right? As everybody is saying that Colorado improved overall. I keep hearing that phrase. Improved overall, improved overall. So the offensive line is supposed to be way better. All right. Jordan Seaton, who you see on the You see Jordan Seaton on that thumbnail. Let me pull up the photo. Because I thought this was when I read that, I was like, okay, let me see what he's saying right there. I like tea leaves. I'm a tea leaf reader, you feel me? I definitely love these tea leaves because hold up, give me a second, guys. This is what Jordan Seaton had to say. Jordan Seaton was asked a question. He answered a question like this. He said, we're going to be able to do both, run and pass. Colorado, if you remember, could not run the ball to save their lives. If somebody had a gun to their head and say, hey, man, I got a little pium-pium. If you want to save your life, I need you to run the ball. Colorado would say, I'm dead. It's okay. Go ahead. I'm saved. I'm sanctified. Jesus Christ is going to meet me at the gate. He's going to say, all right, nobody's in heaven yet. You're going to get in, though. Don't worry about it. I got you next time. Just wait until people can come into to heaven. It's like when you show up at the club. You know, I used to club, even though you can't really tell right now. I used to club. When you show up to the club too early, the bouncer's like, hey, man, the club ain't open yet. The line's over there. Just stand over there. When the club's open, I'm going to pat you down, and I'm going to let you in. When you get to heaven, you ain't going to get pat down, but when you die, God's going to be like, all right. So Colorado's going to be like, all right, man, go ahead, kill me. I'm dead, because they could not run the ball to save their lives. You get what I'm saying? So Jordan Seaton saying over here, they're going to be able to do both, pass and run. I don't think that Colorado will do anything. And I'll tell you right now, Colorado will not pass go, collect 200 if they decide to go pass heavy again in the Big 12 this year coming up. We only got a few more days until football starts again. It's almost here, guys. Today is the 14th of the month, August 14th. Football is about to start. You can start counting down the days. Days. 1 week, 2 weeks, it is here. That's it. Days now. If Colorado decides we're not running the ball, I don't even know if I'm going to watch if Colorado don't run the ball. I'm gonna call the season and be like, all right, man, Shedeur, even though he's on the bench, I'd rather watch Shedeur hold the clipboard than for me to watch Colorado get beat up on and they're not running the ball, throwing the ball. Because I do not know how accurate Shedeur Sanders is, who I think is going to be the presumptive starter. So every time that ball goes up when Shedeur Sanders throws it, I don't know. Now, if you're watching with me and I'm watching and I'm like, okay, when they do that, when they say hike and the line is blocking and all of a sudden you see that window opens up, that's where I trust Shedeur Sanders, because I'm going to be able to say, Salter, run. The things that I was hoping that Shedeur would do, I'm going to be able to expect Shedeur Sanders to do. And then every now and then, he just got to throw somebody open. That's all. That is my expectation for Shedeur Sanders. And for Juju Lewis, I don't really know. I don't know. All right. I know that he's just as accurate as Shedeur, or he's if not just as accurate, he is more accurate than Shedeur Sanders. So if he happens to be the quarterback when he comes in, when the ball goes up in the air, I'll probably be able to trust it. But Jordan Seaton says they're going to be able to run the ball and pass the ball. Okay. Do I trust that? I was deceived for 2 years. I'm wounded. They lied to us for 2 straight years. I'm wounded. I'm tarnished. I don't believe him. Let me see if I can remember this quote. Somebody said, what was the quote? Man says, show me and I will believe. And God says, believe and I will show you. It's something like that. I'm a man. And I've been lied to for 2 years straight in a row. Oh, we're going to run the ball this time. Oh, we ran the ball at Jackson State. We're going to run the ball this year. No run. Okay. All right, maybe last year was 2024. Oh, we're going to run the ball. What happens in 2024? No run. Oh, okay. 2025, now you're telling me you're going to run and pass? I don't believe you. I do not believe a word coming out of that camp, out of nobody's mouth. I don't care if it's Shedeur Sanders or anybody. I don't believe them. They're going to throw the ball. As soon as they get spooked a little bit, and I've said this for 2 years straight in a row, as soon as Colorado gets spooked, they're going to throw heavy. Nowhere in their DNA, as Coach Prime being the head coach, will Colorado run that ball. They're going to throw. That's what they're comfortable with doing. They're going to throw the ball. That's it. I do not believe them. Point blank, period, until you show me. That's it. That's it. Now he says, when we want, how we want, to whomever we want. Yeah. So for man, seeing is believing. So I don't believe him. The defense was decent, and I believe the defense got better. So the consensus around Colorado is, yes, Colorado is a Big 12 team. That's the only way you can explain it. Colorado is the quintessential Big 12 team. They're a good football team. All right? They are an all-around good football team. So it's going to boil down, at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to who wants it. The mentality. That's what I stated earlier. The mentality. Who wants it the most? You feel me? So, because we don't really understand, we know Jordan Seaton wants it. There's a few guys on that team that wants it. We know that we came from TCU the first year where everybody was against Colorado, everybody doubting them. They don't have that energy to play off of because nobody's writing about them as much as they used to. And really, all that energy that, everybody hates us, they ain't got that energy to go off this year. So what is it going to take? Do they have that energy? Can they boil that up? Can they bring that up by themselves? Peter says that they need to run, and throw. Yes, but I don't believe they're going to. I think they're going to throw, and then run out of share. Oh, we can't throw no more. The quarterback's arm broke. That's how bad it is. I don't believe Colorado can run the ball. What you saying, DC? Oh, I appreciate you, DC, man. Tessa Talks TV says, Tessa, do you talk TV for sure? Harry, that was under Shedeur's leadership. They depended on Shedeur to carry all those teams. Now they're planning to rely on each player to play their role. Give them a chance at least 3 games. Wait. wait. Are they going to lose 3 games or win 3 games? And why my screen going? Why Tesla look like my sister-in-law? Is that an alias? You looking like my sister-in-law. Stop playing. But yeah, man. So let me see. Maybe if I take Jordan Seaton off, maybe this will work. No, it's still going black. Something's going on with StreamYard. I don't know if you're saying they're going to only win 3 games. They're going to win at least 3, or they're going to lose at least 3. So I don't know. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if Colorado, okay, it's going to take 3 games to show their run game. It's going to take 3 games for them to show their run game. How am I interpreting that? Because I think Colorado needs to come out and not even throw in the first half for them to trust, for people to trust that they're going to run. Like Colorado has to establish the run. Colorado literally has to become a Big 12 football team. Colorado was a daggone Pac-12 football team, and they never left the Pac-12, even though the Pac-12 went defunct. You understand what I'm saying? Colorado needs to be a Big 12 team. The Big 12 runs first, okay? Like black people, all right? If you see somebody running, you take off running. If anybody look any kind of suspicious, you take off running. All you white people that's watching, okay? If you ever see a black person running, don't ask no questions. Stop running. Colorado needs to be black, even though they're like 80% black right now. But they need to take the black culture and implement it at Colorado. Run. I ain't going to say the N-word, but run, Negro, run, okay? You got to run the ball. Just run. Take off running. But again, maybe this is reverse psychology, but I don't believe you, Shedeur Sanders. I don't think you're going to run the ball, Shedeur Sanders. I think you're going to fool us again and pass. Take that. Diddy's coming. Free Diddy. Diddy's coming home in 20. Could be 20 years, could be 20 minutes. I don't know. 20 days, I don't know. 20 months. You said I got trust issues. I said it. I don't trust them. You lied to me. What did my favorite president say? George Bush, the third or second. What did he say? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Just don't fool me again, okay? All right. They fooled us 2 years in a row. We're gonna run. Okay, great. No run 2023. Great. 2024. What happens? We're gonna run. I promise you. Oh my gosh, the line is better. Shedeur Sanders now at the podium at his press conference doing that Deion thing. We're gonna run. The line's much better. We're gonna run. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna run. I'm over here doing videos. We're gonna run. The season comes, no run. I am wounded. I'm distraught. Okay? I'm traumatized. You've been lying to us. Ain't no running gonna be at Colorado. Don't lie to me. 2 years in a row, you lied to me. I ain't taking no more lies, okay? You ain't gonna run jack. Prove it to me. I gotta see it before I believe it. So that is what it is. Stop playing with me. I'm a grown man. You don't be playing with no grown man's emotions when it comes to football. Anyway, run the daggone ball like a Big 12 team, okay? The Big 12 runs first. They run first, throw later, okay? It's like 60-40 or 70-30. Guess what? Cam Scottaboo was running all over their teams. They don't even care. They didn't care. It was run. And then you're like, well, dang, are they going to pass the ball? Does the quarterback even have an arm? Or is he one of those quarterbacks that have like the short arm and he can just pat the ball to somebody? Like, can they just throw the ball at least once to make this game interesting? Run. Hey, but that's what you got to do. You got to establish that run. If you establish the run, the pass become easier. I mean, come on, coach. I'm an African, I'm telling you this. Are you kidding me? I don't believe Jordan C. and I don't believe nobody at Colorado. None. I don't believe them. I think they're gonna get spooked, and they're gonna get caught behind. And usually, a coach is thinking like, "Man, look, I know they want me to run, but at the end of the day, the fastest way for me to come back is to eat up some of these yards. You got 100 yards. If you're running with other guys in front of you, this is how Coach Prime is thinking. I'm just guessing. If you got other guys in front of you, what are you going to get? 2-3 yards, right? Like 2-3 yards. Who wants 2-3 yards? If I throw the ball, just throwing the ball is at least 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? So why run when I can just pass? As soon as they get spooked, they're going to be passing the ball. The defense is going to be good. The defense is going to get the ball back to Colorado. I'm not doing no pick how many games they're going to win. I don't know. Last year, I was 8-4. 2023, I was 8-4. I want to say 8-4 again, but I don't know. I can tell you why I'm thinking 8-4. I'm thinking 8-4 because I like Robert Livingston on defense. He's going to get the ball back. I like the fact that Kaden Salter is in the Big 12. He'll remind you of Avery Johnson with K-State. They're K-State, right? They're not Kansas. I think they're K-State. Forgive me if I get the teams wrong. One of those Kansas teams. They're all good. Because he just needs to have a serviceable arm. Like, all right, look, I understand that maybe 30, 40% of your passes are not going to be on target. But I'm expecting at least 50 to 60 to be on target in the right direction. Would it be really good, like threading the needle? Maybe not. But if maybe they're in the right direction, you're giving your wide receiver an opportunity to catch that ball. That's all I'm hoping from this cat. And the rest, run. Just run. If it's open, get 5 yards. If you got to be the guy, if you have to be the Georgia Tech quarterback, I think his name is King. Is it King or Howard? I don't remember. But if you got to be the Georgia Tech quarterback, become the Georgia Tech quarterback. Let every play be about you running the ball. All right? If you see it, if it's a crack in the window, run through it. Just run. Don't trust your wide receivers, even though I think you should. But I don't trust your arm. So if you throw it, did they catch it? I'm going to be like this. This is how I'm going to watch Colorado football when they pass the ball. Did they catch it? Did they even get there? When Shedeur passes, I'm not like this. But when Caden Sutter and Juju Lewis, I'm going to have to be like this year. Was it thrown in the right direction? Oh, okay, thank God. Okay, now who caught it? Was it the other team? Oh, Lord, you're giving me a headache. But the Big 12 is competitive. The Big 12 is one of the best conferences when it comes to just sitting back and watching pure football compete. You feel me? It ain't like those other places where you're going to see a lot of blowout games. And you know what I'm saying? Like the Big 10, the SEC, and the ACC. You're going to see a lot of, lopsided games. It ain't like that. When you watch the Big 12, you're going to enjoy the football game. You're going to see competition. All right? It's going to be like the Alamo Bowl. The back in the day, like the Alamo Bowl. So it's going to be like watching Rudy. You know what I'm saying? Watching Notre Dame back in the day. You're going to watch good football because you want competition. If one team scores, you know that the other team is going to come out there. They're going to do a good job. It ain't going to be a bunch of 3-and-outs in the Big 12. All right? You're going to see 3-and-outs, but it ain't going to be a bunch of 3-and-outs and the other team comes back and score. By the time, if you just happen to go outside to go buy some mulch for your yard, right? You go to Home Depot, Lowe's, or wherever city you're in, whatever local place you got. By the time you go get the mulch and you come back, and the score is like 21-6, and those 6 came by field goals, 2 field goals. You're like, come on, guys. Like, I mean, I waited for all this time to get this game, and now it's 27-6. Like, what are we doing? This is not how you watch football. All right. The Big 12, he said that's SEC, not the Big 12. Lopsided football. I don't know, Todd Smith, I don't know if you're saying that good competition is in the SEC, not the Big 12. What I'm saying is there's not a lot of lopsided football being played. There is good competition in the SEC. But sometimes the scores can be ran up, quickly. The scores can be ran up. If you catch a team lacking, like if a team shows up and they didn't show up to play, in the SEC, it can get ugly quickly. In the Big 12, it takes time to develop. You're going to be seeing a lot of good competition. I think the Big 12 is still one of those best conferences to watch pure football. But if you want to watch big boy football like SEC football, I mean, you're going to see some stuff, but, the Big 12 is just overall just good competition. So, Salt running for at least 800 yards or tripping. I think he needs to run for more than 800 yards. You got to run for more than 800 yards. I know you're a quarterback, but don't throw the ball at all. Just run. Like I said, be like the Georgia Tech quarterback. Just run the ball. Every other play, you know what I'm saying? They can't stop you. They can't stop you. So run the ball every other play and give us some wins. We'll be able to see, though. But how does Colorado look in the Big 12? I think Colorado is going to be closer to the middle of the Big 12 because there's a lot of good teams in the Big 12, and I can run them down real quick for you. The teams that didn't do so well, right? Your teams that didn't do so well are going to be pretty good this year. There's 16 teams in the Big 12. TCU is going to be good. Texas Tech is going to be good. The two Kansas teams are always good. They're going to be good again. You feel me? I know Arizona was not, all of that, and they look like some trash. You know what I'm saying? You already know Arizona State's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Iowa's a sleeper. Iowa State's a sleeper. So there's a lot of good teams that are in the Big 12. So where is Colorado going to land? Being that Joe Clash said that they are a developing team this year, I think at the end of the day, Colorado is going to be somewhere in the middle. And this is the beauty of this. And I'll end here. All right? This is the beauty of this. The Big 12 is so wide open. We say this every single year. Every single year. The Big 12 is so wide open that Coach Prime, right, somewhere when it starts to get in October, November, like you might be hearing a story about how Coach Prime is leading the Big 12. I just want to put that out there that that's a possibility, because winning in the Big 12 is it's not such a long stretch that you think it's out of there. Like you can't imagine it. You can imagine it because the way football works with like momentum. All right. If Colorado is able to take Georgia Tech to the task and beat them, let's say they win by like 3 or 2 or just beat them, Colorado can ride that Georgia Tech momentum into a Big 12 championship, even if they don't beat Georgia Tech, but they keep it close, because Georgia Tech is going to be a problem this year. If they keep it close and now they get into Big 12 competition, that game does not count against their Big 12 record. That's an out-of-conference game. So if Colorado goes into if Georgia Tech comes to Colorado, to Boulder, and Colorado is able to play them straight up, but even loses the game, but they come out with like some type of confidence and like, oh, man, everybody was saying Georgia Tech was going to lose to them, but the way we play them, we get confidence from that. Colorado can go straight through the Big 12 and really play everybody, because the Big 12 is just open. It's just that open. So come the times where we start counting wins and we're like, okay, you know how in the beginning we're like, okay, that was that's out of conference, so we're not really counting that. When we start counting conference games, you might see Colorado right there where Shedeur Sanders is giving press conferences and say, do you believe now? Do you believe now? Yeah, I'm going to leave it right there, man. I appreciate y'all joining me. Do you think Prime sacrificed the run game so he could make sure his guy got in the NFL? I think Prime is the type of person who wants to put on a show always. I think stuff like running boards him. This is my fair thinking about the mentality of Coach Prime. I think running the ball boards him. And the only reason why I came up with this analogy is because Coach Prime failed me twice, 2 years in a row. He failed me. I heard that he ran at Jackson State. I don't know what's happening over here in Colorado, and Jackson State has nothing to do with me. I wasn't there. I never watched, don't know. Okay, I only watched the Celebration Bowl. All right, but I heard he ran over there. But what I saw 2 years in a row, he failed me. Okay. And now, like I said, I'm scarred. And I can only associate this in answering your question, Todd Smith. I feel like Prime wants to show that he can dominate. Like Prime wants to win like Signetti with my Hoosiers, right? My new team, my Hoosiers. Prime wants to win and win in good fashion. So when you throw the ball, you move the game. You move the game faster when you throw the ball, right? So I think Prime's thinking is, all right, if the run is not working, right, he'll try it because everybody's going to pressure him. Every season we pressure him and saying, why are we not running the ball? The reporters are scared of Prime. They do not want to get told. Just like Donald Trump. Prime is our Donald Trump. All right? They're scared to ask those hard questions. They're scared to press him because they know that he's the one that talks to the fourth wall. You don't press Prime because he's already 10 steps ahead of you. The reporters are not going to press him. They're going to come and be scared like, so I see that, you attempted to run the ball, but you probably didn't start doing that thing to try to appease him a little bit. Then they start doing that thing. So, but I understand maybe your O-line wasn't really there, and I understand, some things were maybe out of your way, but are you guys going to be planning to run the ball anytime? Nah, Negro. Prime, you ain't run the ball, bruh. Prime, every other team in the Big 12 is running the ball. Prime, why you not running the ball, Prime? Like, what? I think if you Negrify it, I think Prime might understand you. Like, yo, bro, we could have met outside for you to ask me a question like that in front of the press. You ain't had a Negrify it like that. And yo, Prime, why you not running the ball like everybody else? And you gotta say it just like that, like you from Maryland. Hey, Prime, why you not running the ball like everybody else? Like, Prime, you ain't ran the ball only 10% last year. The year before 9%. Prime, you ain't running, bro. Tell us what's really going on, Prime. Why you not running the ball like everybody else? Like, Prime, you ain't really running the ball, Prime. And I want to see how Prime answer these daggone questions. Stop being afraid of Prime. He's a human being just like you. Oh my gosh. You felt yourself. You didn't know enough about him when you formed your first opinion. Get out of here with that ICH. You don't know what you're talking about. With the gold jacket coming in to coach. I'm not a Prime worshiper. Anyways, with a gold jacket coming in to coach our running back room, how would that look to everyone not running the ball as his running back and staining his running back coach? Ty Smith, you're doing that thing. You're in the chat and you're doing that thing. Don't go jacket me, bro. This is not the year. Come on, Ty. We're gonna have to have some things where I let y'all come on the panel and we gonna duke it out again. But we dropping that gold jacket talk, okay? It's like maybe stained teeth, coffee stained teeth. We're not talking no gold jacket no more. That gold jacket talk is dead. We killing that. Okay? We killing that gold jacket talk. Because you can't have gold jacket and you let the brown jackets be all the time. All right? We're not talking gold jacket. Because if you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. All right? You cannot tell me you got a $127 in gold jackets. A $127 in the NFL. And you can't stop Devin Neal? Right? Pre-game show. When you have wow, I cannot believe I'm forgetting his name. The pre-game show, okay? When you have, what is his name? What is the defensive backs coach name? Please, y'all help me out because I just had a brain fart. The pre-game show, he goes on there. I'll remember in a second. Please forgive me. Oh, they're gonna stop the run, right? Because he was the big bust. He's gonna stop. He can stop the run. We talking, oh yeah, we're gonna stop the run. You know, not Marshall Faulk. Please tell me the Sapp, Warren Sapp. Oh my goodness. Gosh, it happens to the best of us. Warren Sapp. The Kansas game. We need one game. Everybody knows in the planet. Stop Devin Neal. If you can stop Devin Neal, bruh, you're in there. All you gotta do, stop Devin Neal. Okay. Oh yeah, man, we're gonna stop the run. Yabba dabba do, yabba dabba do. You know how we do. We talk. You know, go jacket. A $127. A $127. And then what happens? We start praying in the game. In the middle of the game, we kneel down and we start praying for God to help us. Lord, please help us. You know what I'm talking about? Those who know. Okay? But I gotta go. Just like that. I'm out of here, man. Hey, man, final thoughts. This is my final thoughts. I pray that Shedeur and all the other quarterbacks get healthy. I pray that Shedeur will win the quarterback position, and we will see his NFL Hall of Fame career start to develop. He has to, just like Jalen Hurts, I believe after 4 seasons, won his first Super Bowl, or was it 4 or 5? 4 or 5. Last night we had J.S. Praise said that he had prophetic visions, or he has prophetic gift, and he was like, "Yo, I think Shedeur's going to win a Super Bowl in 5 years." It's not far-fetched. If Jalen Hurts can win a Super Bowl within his first 5 years, Shedeur can do the same thing. So can a lot of quarterbacks. But I think Shedeur is possible, given his acumen, given his mentality, given the right situation and the right team. I think it's possible. But you're going to have to. Put in the work. You're going to have to get opportunities for that to happen. So, but Coach Prime has health issues. There's questions lingering. People don't want to ask, how long will Coach Prime be at Colorado? How long will he be at Colorado? By God's grace, he beat cancer, and he's still on 8 toes. We don't know what else is gonna come up. We're not praying that anything comes up, but when you have health issues, that's always going to be a question in the offseason. Is there anything that's going to cause him not to be on the sideline, and why not? So as long as Coach Prime is healthy, we know that I want to see Colorado in the next 5 years. I want to see the progression. We got some guys. We're going to watch them this year. I think me watching them this year is going to give me a better insight on how to go from this now to analyzing this team from here on out. Because now I don't know anybody. I'm leaning on data from outside, even though that's what I did before. But now it's like I don't even know what's happening. So I have to lean on other things to kind of gather myself to understand who we got. And if they play to what I'm thinking in my head, I believe that from now on I'll know the characteristic of Coach Prime and his what he's doing with recruiting and how he's trying to fill those gaps that we have left when players leave. I'll have a better understanding, a better grasp of this team, this Colorado team. So I'm hoping that they're able to play to their abilities and not fumble the bag. You feel me? Hey, man, with that being said, I appreciate you joining me here today on TLP Live. The channel that you are watching is TLP Sports Club. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. All right, these panels are usually with members. People come on here, we yell at each other, we call each other names, we keep it clean, we keep it family-oriented, and we talk sports here. If this is the type of content that you appreciate, the shorts that I post, the posts that I make, the write-ups and everything that I share with you, if you like this type of content and you know that you consume TLP Sports content, whether it's on the post page or it's on the shorts page, or it's the lives or it's a video that I make, if you've consumed any of those content, you're like, Harry B, I've been around here for a minute. I didn't even know I was supposed to press the like button. I didn't even know I'm supposed to press subscribe. I didn't even know I wasn't subscribed. Just check for me. If you haven't subscribed, but you're like, Harry B, I think I rocked with you, let me subscribe. Namaste. Please do that for me. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.